Hello everyone. For this tutorial video, I like to explain the process of UV editing or applying a 2D Photoshop texture to your 3D model. As you can probably already guess, 3D and 2D work in entirely different manners, owing to the simple fact that they function in different numbers of dimensions. However, there is a trick in 3D geometry to convert from 3D to 2D, which is what I will explain in this video. You may already know how in real-life geometry, you unfold the box at the edges and you get a 2D representation of it exactly. Which is probably what you had to do in order to unwrap your favorite Christmas present. The same exact logic holds true for computer graphics as well. And in fact, when you click UV editing, you will see that the cube that comes by default with the app has already been unfolded for you. You will also see all the dots where the vertices of the object are, both in the 3D highlight and in the 2D unwrap. Just like with modeling or sculpting, you can select a particular part of the object instead of the entire object if you want to focus on only unwrapping that section, as in this. Although you will not see a UV menu at first, if you click and drag the edges of it to see the hidden options, you will see that UV was hidden behind the right-hand menu. And so, the UV menu is used to customize how exactly you unfold a 3D object to 2D. The same way the vertex menu allows you to customize the vertices, for example. Almost all of the options, except unwrap and project from bounds, give you very messy results that do not look pleasant to the eye, and so I advocate not to use those. But unwrap is a straightforward unwrap the object along the seams and nothing else. So you will always get predictable and reliable results, provided you mark your seams properly, which I will go over later. And project from bounds makes it so that the camera's interpretation of the 3D object at the time you click the button is sent straight as a 2D image without any unwrapping. Like this. Notice how the top layer of the cube is projected directly onto the 2D image. There is also a separate project from bounds which will automatically scale the projection into the limitations of the 2D grid, which is conveniently labeled project from view in parentheses bounds. As mentioned earlier, the unwrap option will not work if you do not actually have any seams marked for the unwrap algorithm to use. And so I will teach you now how to mark and clear the seams manually. On either the Edge menu or the UV menu, both menus have these same exact options. You will see Mark Seam and Clear Seam, which will simply mark the edge you highlight as a seam for the unwrap algorithm, and Clear Seam will delete any markings if you select one that is marked as a seam. Note that just like the cube the app starts with, any object you create will start with a UV map automatically. But you can always add your own seams to it in order to create a different UV map than the default one. Like so. Notice how when I select the object now, it does not give you all 6 sides because I only unfolded along 3 of the faces specifically. Or technically 2 of the edges, but 3 of the faces when you stop to count and analyze it. Once you get used to practicing 3D geometry and understanding how the edges actually work and how the faces meet at the edges, unwrapping your own model manually, while it may be long and tedious for complicated models, should be relatively straightforward and easy. In my next tutorial video, I'd like to skip texture paint and head straight to shading, as texture paint is much weaker than already existing 2D texture tools like Photoshop.